Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Eunickah for those of you who do not know me, and I basically make book and lifestyle videos for fun. So yeah, I work full-time as an engineer for those of you who also do not know that. But in my pastime, I love reading. I am obsessed. I love reading. I love the escapism of it all. I love just enjoying a different plot, reading about people's perspectives, and just trying to understand how different characters think. I personally think everybody should read fiction, and I'm hoping that 2026 will be the year where I actually attempt to meet my reading goals. So, because I work full time and I have been doing a lot of other hobbies, I am trying my best to read, and I lowered my goal. So last year, obviously, I did not meet my goal, and that was because I was so exhausted all the time and I didn't know what to do and I didn't know what to read because I'm a big mood reader. So this year, I'm just trying to be a bit more intentional, and I think I have officially found almost like a genre and a type of story that I personally enjoy reading about. And like I said, so this year I'm being a bit more intentional. So this is my January 2025 TBR. Oh, January 2026 TBR list for the month of January, which I just said. So the first book on my TBR list is A Reaper at the Gates by Sabaa Tahir. This is part of a quartet. If you guys have not heard, there is a series called An Ember in the Ashes, and I think it's a very well-known series, but I also think it's a very underrated series. I am currently in the third book. So this is the third book in the series, and it is also the first book that I started reading in 2026. It is set, I would say the setting is very Middle Eastern. It is about war and how it is about war, and it is about how the different parties in the book respond to that war. The story is very plot heavy. There is a subplot of romance in the book. I would say the first book in the series does discuss some sensitive topics, but once you get past that first book, you obviously walk into the plot of the book. And when I tell you this plot is so good, I am very good at figuring out exactly what's going to happen in a book, which comes with reading so many books. You just tend to know which way things are going to go, obviously. However, when I tell you there is a character in this book that I do not know which way things are going to go, and I love that about a book. So this is my first pick for January 2026, and when I tell you it is, so far the series has been so good. Yeah, I'm not lying. The series has been really good so far. I read the second book in, I think, 3 days, and that is with me working a full-time job and exercising twice a day. Just saying. This goes without saying, but the second book is the final book in An Ember in the Ashes series. It is a Sky Beyond the Storm. This is what it looks like. And yeah, this is the final book. Honestly, I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen in this book, and I am just waiting to see what's going to happen based off of what's happening in that book over there. So yeah, I am definitely walking into this blind, but I'm very excited to see how the story unfolds and how war, which I'm assuming is there's going to be a war, and how the war is going to affect the different characters and how it will play out. So I'm excited about this one. Okay, my next book has been on my TBR for a little bit over a year now. I have been wanting to read this book for so long. It's just been so difficult for me to actually get the book, solely because I live in South Africa and this book is never in stock. And unfortunately, I am a very impatient person and I am a mood reader. So when I look at the book in store and I see that it's going to take 20 business days to get here, oh, I might be backing out from making that purchase. So I got really lucky. I was just scrolling through Amazon and I saw that this book it was on sale and they had it in stock, and I'm not going to miss that opportunity, so I took the opportunity and I bought the book. So the book that I'll be reading, or the third book, is actually a duology. The first book, which I only have the first book, is What the River Knows. It is by Isabel Ibanez. I have no idea if I'm saying her surname correctly. But basically, this is about a girl who her parents, I think, leave her a little inheritance after they disappear, and so she basically wants to find out what happened to her parents, and so she ends up traveling to Cairo, and on in her journey she finds out, obviously, things weren't as they seemed, and now she needs to try and figure out what actually happened to her parents. And she also finds out that there is some form of old magic that is, I would say, that does coincide with her parents disappearing. And so, yeah, now she's just trying to figure out what happened, and she meets someone, obviously, that is going to assist her, or that is trying to assist her. I don't know if he's actually going to assist her or if he's just getting in her way, but she ends up meeting someone, and this is an enemies to lovers subplot. And yeah, I'm very excited to read this. I've heard nothing but good things about this book, but obviously I do not trust book talk reviews. I am very picky when it comes to books, and unfortunately not every book recommended on book talk is a good book. So I do have high hopes for this though, because it is very quiet. Not a lot of people know about this, but all of the people that do know about this really loved the book. So I'm very excited to see where this will take me, and I'm excited to see how this was and what kind of history the author decided to put into this book, because this is an historical fiction book. And then last but not least, I'm trying to read the books that I have not read that are on my bookshelf, because I don't know, I feel like, are you even a reader if you don't read the books that are on your bookshelf? I know that a lot of us are mood readers, me included, but I am trying to read the books on my bookshelf. And this is a book that has been sitting on my bookshelf for over a year now. I walked into a bookstore, saw the cover, and I was like, oh my word, this cover is really beautiful. I love it. I'm gonna buy this book. And that's the origin story of me buying this book. The book is actually called Ink Blood Sister Scribe. It is so beautiful. Just look at that book. It is such a beautiful book. But basically, this is about two sisters. I think that they are separated and that they don't speak anymore, but the sisters are basically responsible for protecting these magical books. And upon the murder of their mother, they have to speak again and basically go on this little mini adventure. I don't actually know if it is an adventure, but they basically have to protect the books and the magic. And I'm very excited to try and dive into this. Like I said, this cover is gorgeous. It is such a gorgeous cover. It is stunning. Like, look at that. Stunning. And yeah, I am excited to dive into this book. I'm hoping that it's a good book, and I'm hoping that it just captures me and takes me away. I unfortunately do not know if there's any form of romance in this book. Like I said, I just picked this up because the cover was really nice. But yeah, so we'll see how this goes. I'm hoping that I can read a bit more and that me planning out my books will help me read a little bit more this year. My goal is to read 15 books. I know it's low for a lot of you book people, but for me, that is trying to balance work and hobbies. I think it's a pretty reasonable goal. These are my 4 books for January 2026. Some of these might roll over to 2026 February. But I don't have a problem with that because, like I said, I am just trying to read a little bit more whilst working a full-time job. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope you guys liked this. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and I would really appreciate it if you guys subscribed to the channel as well. Yeah, that would just make my day. Anyway, yeah, let me stop yapping. Bye guys.